So yeah, and the last thing before I just left that area, thank goodness. But I'm gonna be more better equipped and maybe handle maybe some of the situations better. But I feel like I didn't really do a bad job. And even then, still, I always was trying to be considerate of everyone. It's just, I don't know if it's a weakness of mine to be considerate of people, even if I know they're trying to do me wrong or do me wrong. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, so the last thing, I was leaving. It was raining. Um, I was crossing the street. Yes, I was jaywalking. But I know how to cross the street, and I already made it to one side, and I just need to get over. And the light was turning red, so it's not like I was like just going and the traffic was, the light was green, the traffic was just flowing. I made sure that I at least made sure there was an opportunity, or that the light was red, and it was. So the cars were slowing down, and there was an accident in one of the lanes anyway, so everyone had to move over into one lane, and that's where I was crossing, and this car saw me, and instead of, trying to, like, the car didn't slow down, it didn't speed up. He kind of sped up a little bit, but then when he saw I wasn't stopping, because like it was a lot of space, he like slowed down, but he didn't slow down to a point where, like, yeah. But when he slowed down, he was so close. He literally was close to my legs. Like, he was like his car could touch my legs, and instead I could have just walked around or like walked, but like no, I slammed my hand so hard on his car that it shook him, and he honked his horn at me, and I stared at him, and I let it, like, I gave him this, like, I don't know what came over me. I really don't, but the fact, the arrogance that he had, like, he just was like, I'm not letting that black person cross the street, like I said, where I was at, it's bougie, they're really racist, and like, yes, I know the mentality. And so he didn't want to let me cross, so I slammed the shit out of his car. And then he honked the horn, and then I crossed the street because everybody else was stopping because they didn't have nowhere else to go. Because, like I said, it was an accident and the light was red, so he was just being a dick at that point. And I stared at him. I made sure he wasn't getting out the car because, like I said, black people, black men, you know, people are out here attacking black women. And don't get me wrong, the way I look, I'm very masculine looking. So, most people, when they see me, they kind of scary. Like, they scary because, like, I cut my, like, the way I look. The reason why I don't really put myself on the videos is because, like, my physical appearance isn't important. Like, it doesn't matter what I look like. Like, who I am doesn't matter. Like, I'm just a messenger. That's it. So, like, that's why I kind of just took myself out of the videos, if anybody was ever wondering, or like, yeah. But I have like a cut in my eyebrow, like a Chris Brown cut, and like, I kind of have a wild look to me, and that's fine. That's the warrior look in me, and that's fine. You can't accept it. I don't care. Move on. Move around me. And I have dreads, and they're kind of just in the wild phase where they're not really hanging. That gravity that hasn't really taken them just yet. Well, gravity technically, yeah, no, they're still defying gravity, so gravity hasn't taken them. They're not just hanging. So I kind of look wild, and uh, uh was I wearing, and I guess black people, we have a certain way of dressing, not all of us, but collectively we dress differently than everybody else, and that's fine. We all dress differently, and that's cool. But black people in America, we have a certain a certain style. So I guess to some people it can be intimidating because the day before, not to get off topic, but the day before, I was looking for a restaurant for my job and I couldn't find it. And I wasn't being racist, but it was an Asian restaurant, and there was an Asian man smoking a cigarette, and he had a cooking, the little chef uniform, the sous chef or whatever those uniforms are. He had the hat and everything. So I wasn't being racist, and I just was like, "Hi, sir, can you just?" And he ran away, and I had to literally like not chase him down, but I had to, make sure he had distance between me because he was really scary, and like he was literally in the door as I was getting closer to him, and I had to literally be like, "Hey, come back here. I need some instructions." Like, I literally had to call him back, and that's happened another time when I needed instructions. People try to ignore you, then you gotta, "Hey, come here." Like, you gotta do that to them, and invoke that invoke. I don't know how to explain it. It's just people are scary of black people, and like I don't want to be that scary black person, even though I'm not a scary black person. But yeah, and it's just crazy how, like, they think of fear things and fearful things and scary things when they see us. I literally was just asking for instructions, and that man ran to his door. It's just crazy. So, I mean, he gave me the instructions because I wasn't about to aimlessly walk around. Time is money, and I don't get paid for the time that I can't find a restaurant. So he was going to help me one way or the other. One way or the other. But yeah, not to get back off topic. And when I got back in the car, well, when I was walking, in my mind, I was like, I hope this man doesn't get out of his car and attack me, because right now it's like open season on black people, black women, black men, but it seems like people want to attack black women because they feel like we don't have protection. But me, you come up on me, I don't care. You getting it? Like, you better hope whatever assortment of weapons or whatever. You just better hope, you just better hope something good happens in your favor, because I'm fucking you up. So he didn't get out the car, but I made sure, and I stared him down, and he looked back, and then I got to my car, and he realized I had a car, and he was like, oh, this not a nigga who just took the bus. And he was so scary, and he was shook, and his attitude, his energy, everything changed about him. And when I got in my car, he purposely waited. He let a bunch of cars go in front of him so he didn't have to be next to me. But no, I waited for him. I let cars go by, and I waited for him, and he didn't look over at me. He tried to speed up. I sped up. He just was like, he was just scary. He didn't even look over at me. He didn't even want to apologize. He was just scary. He could at least apologize, but nope, he didn't do anything. And his attitude definitely changed when he saw I had a car. He realized, oh, a nigga could follow me home real quick and beat my ass. Or a nigga could call the niggas and, oh, my goodness, oh, let me act right. So, he fixed his attitude, and it's sad that it had to be like that. But, some people be like, well, don't jaywalk. But it was raining. It was raining, and the crosswalk was, where was the crosswalk? The crosswalk was a couple of minutes up the street, like 2 minutes up the street, and it was a red light. And like I said, I was already on the side of the street. So, because it's always someone who wants to blame the victim. The victims, not all the time, not saying the victims. Sometimes victims do be putting themselves in situations, but I literally just delivering food, and I just didn't want the bags to get wet. And yeah, and he just thought he was just not gonna let me go. Like, I don't know, mask can't, two pieces of mask can't evolve. I mean, live in the same area at the same time. So he either needed to stop or he should have sped up. But either way, if he would have sped up, he would have hit me. But I should have just, fell. I should have rolled over, because it wasn't fast, but I should have clipped off his light and be like, my back, you hit me, ah. But it's okay. But most of my videos tend to be off of my experiences that that I go through in my day-to-day life. And today, that all happened in less than an hour, basically. Less than an hour, all that happened. And I was just at work existing. I wasn't doing anything. And that just shows you, people fear us. They fear us because, like, we're powerful. And don't get me wrong, we're not better than anybody. But the truth is it's a lot of truth that a lot of people can't handle about us. And, like, we're kings and we're queens and we're goddesses and goddess and princes and princesses. I think I said gods and goddesses. Yeah. And people just hating. People just jealous of us. But the thing is, we need to start acting like it, and we need to stop, acting like we're less than what we are. And I just think people be seeing that I know I'm a boss ass nigga. I'm a queen. I'm a goddess. I'm a god. And people they hating on it. Like, they just don't expect me to, like, just be such a boss. Like, and before I ended, like, another example, just how people's perception of us is. We went to a carnival, and these people, you could tell they're not very cultured with black people, and they just were looking at us like, ugh, black people. But they still, wanted our money, so they kept, their smiles as fake as they can. And when me and my girlfriend, we were going to buy the all-day passes, and they were 20 a piece, the lady at the concession stand, she pointed at this piece of paper after I told her I want to buy the all-day passes, and she pointed at the paper. So me and my girlfriend, we read the paper, and it said nothing. It just said, like, literally just information about the carnival, and we were just looking so confused, and we was just like, okay, what's going on? And she just thought we was just some broke ass niggas. Like, she just assumed the way we looked, we couldn't afford it. And literally, when I pulled out the 40, her attitude changed, and she was like, oh, have a good time, babe. And that's just, don't get me wrong, like, I understand, trust me, I want to be a businesswoman, guys. I want to be a CEO, and yes, I understand money talks. They don't gotta like you, but when they see that money, they respect you and they look at you differently. Even when we left the carnival to go get more money, they weren't like, as soon the man, the man at the beginning was just like, I thought he thought we were broke niggas and thought we used tickets, but we had the wristbands, and he was like, yeah, when you come back, you gotta buy stuff. But the way he said it was just so condescending. But when he saw, I made sure he saw my wristband, because I had to let it be known. He changed his attitude. Oh, just come back whenever you want to come back, So just to go to show you their perception, guys. And it's just like, me personally, like, I don't care to live around people who don't look like me because I know I won't have to deal with that. And I know my kids won't have to deal with that. For real, I might just go back to Africa though. For real. Once I'm done in America doing what I need to do. For real. And, you know, but those experiences just did it for me for the day. And it was just one of the many, I guess, life altering things that have happened to me. And don't get me wrong, I feel like I handled them very well. Don't get me wrong, I was not gonna hurt anybody, but at the same time, I had to let it be known, like, humble yourself because there are some people out here who will kill you for acting like that. Just don't think just because, you know, the black people don't check you out there, don't think black people from other places won't, because I will. I will. Like they say, I'm the right one. But yeah, fam, I guess, like, sometimes some of my videos don't have a solution or things, or, like, it's just more of a story, and like I guess for people to relate, and for you, I guess you could maybe learn from it, or like go about it a different way, maybe from how I did, or maybe it could help you invoke that inner warrior. Hopefully that one, because I think we just need to invoke the inner warrior in us, even though not all of us are warriors. Not all of us are meant to be warriors. Some of us are meant to be thinkers. Some of us are meant to be creators. Some of us are meant to be mothers, nurturers, fathers. We all have our purposes. Some of us are meant to just be maybe lawyers, maybe uh, whatever you could think of. But like I said, I don't want to rap too much. But that was just, my experiences for today. And boy, oh boy, man, those people just, woo, crazy. Crazy, arrogant, bougie, need to be humbled. But yeah, fam, peace.